YouTube, we're back. Look, I know I say that a lot, but like we're really back. We are really back. Consistency is key. 2020. What's the corny lines everybody been saying? 2020 clear vision.
Is there?
Look, we're legit back. All 2020, all consistency. We dropping something every week. We got TalentedOnes radio going on right now. We got the TO Media. We got text messages, obviously. We got TO Media freestyles, everything. And you know I love music, right? I hope y'all know I love music. From this camera to this camera. I hope y'all know I really do love music. I really do this thing. And y'all know I love vibes. I know I love singing. And you know I love melodies. But y'all know I love bars too, right? I think y'all need to know. And I think y'all need to really know this man right here. My man Candle Joesph, right here, dope artist from the city. Y'all know the city I'm from. I don't have to introduce it no more. And then let me plug myself in since I didn't do that. I'm your host, Jay Shep, Justin Shepard, whatever you want to call me, do that. And man, bro, I appreciate you coming out today, man.
That's good, bro. Man, thank you for having me. Once again, shout out Lecce for connecting us.
Shout out to Lecce. Lecce is the man behind the camera. Y'all gonna meet with Lecce one day. He built Ford tough. You know, y'all gonna meet Lecce one day, man. How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing well, man. It's not too cold, not too hot. It's a good day outside.
It's a good day. Like, I got a hoodie on, but I don't have to have too much.
Yeah.
It's chill. It's a chill day, man. But enough about the weather. Let's get to this music, man. First question I'm gonna ask you is just how long have you been doing music?
Man, officially I've been doing it about 3 years. That's just when I started getting in the studio. But prior to that, I've been doing poetry. I've done spoken word. Man, I used to be at Avant Garden on Wednesday nights doing spoken word. Also, like back in college, I actually
know what that is.
Yeah.
I do actually know what that is.
Yeah. So, back in college, I actually performed some poetry before, like, to open up banquets and stuff. Like it's deep. Like I've always been a writer, but it was kind of like a second hobby. Like I didn't really know that it was something I was so inclined to do. Right. I just happened to be good at it and did it sometimes. You know what I mean?
Right.
So music really kicked off when my homie P-Dub was like, bro, stop sending me your poems. Just go to the studio. And I was like, studio for what? You know what I mean? But 3 years later, here we are, and I'm trying to make something happen.
Man, you gotta, first of all, shout out to your homie for having to tell you to make that leap into, like, going into the music. I know a lot of poets who try to, but can't make that transition due to the fact that, you know, when you're a poet, and just for reference, the only reason why I can speak on this is because I actually do poetry at the same time. So is when, you know, you have your isms when you're writing, you're snapping. Right, you're snapping isms, but those might not correlate to a beat. The words are there, but it might not correlate to a song. And you've made actually a great transition. You know, I went back and studied the music and everything, especially something that you just dropped. And I don't even want to say what you just dropped. You go ahead and introduce what you got going, man.
Is there, man, whatever streaming platform you use, my project, Not That Deep, is out now. It's a little quick EP with 7 vibes for you. You could listen to it on your way to work, on the way to the gym, on the way back. Promise you, there's no skips. You're going to go straight from start to finish. It's called Not That Deep, and my name is Candle Joesph. It's everywhere that you listen to music.
I can attest for the not skips. I played it in my car, on the way to work, on the way back from work. I definitely, I can vouch for that.
Appreciate you.
I can vouch for that. What was your mindset going into that last project?
Man, it's the short answer is creative freedom. So it's an EP with 7 songs, and the reason it's kind of it's concise because I wanted to just experiment. I wanted to see what kind of artist I was. You know, whenever you get in the game, you kind of have an idea of who you want to be or who other people think you are. So you're either a rapper, you're a singer, you're a producer, and that's pretty much it. You know, there's different shades of those things, right? But I had come in with a couple. I had an album last year called Equinox. It kind of had everything on it. I tried a whole bunch of stuff and it came together. Then I did I did a little bit of Afro beats. I had a big song, Mama Bella, do like over 100K on Spotify, and I was like, okay, I can do that. And I was like, okay, sometimes it's not always like rapping, or it's not always like uppity Afro beats. I was like, damn, sometimes I want to be on my sad boy stuff, and I really do be listening to sad boy music. You know what I'm saying? So shout out The Weeknd, Frank Ocean, like old Weeknd, old Frank Ocean is like my inspiration.
You got a
so,
little old Weeknd.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you got a little old Frank too, but old Weeknd was like some of the stuff that man was saying.
Ridiculous.
on some of those tracks, and we're not just gonna get into it, but I can talk about that forever in the day. But yeah, man. But keep going, man.
Yeah. So just to tie that all together, I mean, I just wanted to touch another part of my personality, like in the studio. So I just came up with a concept, and really it's where the title "Not That Deep" came from is just like, man, you kind of gotta unpack everything. But shout out my homegirl Tammy. She's a good friend of mine from college that we would talk about a lot of stuff, and we'll like really open up to each other and just really understand each other. So sometimes when I would be like venting about how I felt, or she would vent about how she felt about different topics, we would tell each other, don't worry about it, it's not that deep. But it was kind of a way to like avoid confronting your emotions. So it's kind of like the opposite of what we were trying to do, but we would just be like, "Nah, chill. It's not that deep. It's not that deep." You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of like like an oxymoron.
Yes, a big oxymoron.
And you know what that kind of sounds like? Just a comparison of just title concepts. It's not the concept of the project, but just kind of title concepts. Wale's Wild. That's crazy.
Yes, like Wale is like such an inspiration. Like he's the first concert I ever went to. Like. It gets deep, but it's not that deep. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm big on like oxymorons, and like I'm big on metaphors and stuff. So it was a quick, easy to say title, but it meant a lot to me. So yeah, it's kind of just a different part of my personality that I wanted to explore. So now I know that I can do it. I got that in my arsenal, and I'm gonna be moving forward in 2020 with a lot of drops.
Yeah, man.
And no skips.
Yeah.
Still no skips.
But it's definitely a vibe, and it shows versatility, man. From the Afrobeats tracks, suffering from just the up tracks, the live tracks, and then you go into this project and it's different. If this project was different from like Nobi and other songs I've heard, when it's like, okay, you turn it up, but then it's like, okay, this track, when I hear those songs first and then your EP drops, and then I hear what you got going now, it's like, okay, it's different, but it's good. Not a lot of people can make that transition from one side to another side, but that's a test for you then, because that's almost like saying people who said, oh, he can't go from poet to rapper to vibes. It's a test of your versatility. We've already kind of talked about your influences a little bit indirectly. Wale, you said influence. You said Frank Ocean influence. The Weeknd influence. Any other influences that you have, man?
Absolutely. Number one, Kanye West.
Okay.
That's
Kanye, new Kanye.
Both. Kanye is he's a human being that evolves with time, and you have to understand he's been around over 20 years, like in this game. So he's evolved, for good and for better, for worse. People have the different opinions, but I know when I was growing up, when I was, in my teens and early adolescence, you know what I'm saying? Like, Kanye really, listening to what he was talking about really opened my mind and shaped how I saw the world for a very long time. And his sound influenced me. His bars influenced me. So, yeah, number one, Kanye. Then later on, Drake. There's probably nobody that you would talk to in our generation that could lie and say Drake didn't influence them. But again, Drake is a product of Kanye breaking a lot of those boundaries. So shout out to both of them. They both get respect. But yeah, those are probably the major influences. But then everybody else like really filled up other parts of like my personality too.
Do you think you have like a city influence, if that makes sense to you? More
city.
Because like we didn't have to say where you're from.
Oh, right. Nah, I'm from right here. I'm from the
That
West, from Houston. So,
Yeah, and so I didn't want to just assume that,
mm,
but I was like, do you think? I always feel like people, the product of people's environments, always affect them in their creative process somehow,
mm,
some way. Because the one thing I have noticed with people from, from our city from the South, you can do so many versatile things, but it's a certain vibe when you hear a track, and I'm like, I know where you're from.
mm,
Even in this project you just had, you have your songs, your melodies, your vibes, like transparencies, and it it's smooth.
mm,
It's smooth like you going down West Time.
mm. What's up?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's why I asked. Do you think like your city has a certain influence on your music in a way?
Man, of course. It's always shout out to the city I'm from. Always hold it down.
Houston.
Um, I will say that like I've always felt that I was different or kind of out of place
Mm-hmm.
here, um, and like I played soccer as well growing up, so like I wasn't really up, apart from like a year or two that I ran track. Like I wasn't really around like the cool kids
Mm-hmm.
like that, but I was still like known because I was different. I like to wear different clothes, and I played soccer, so like I was still known for being like I guess one of a kind,
Right.
but definitely not somebody from Houston. Apparent like to the eye,
To the
you
eye.
know what I'm saying? So I'd say like over my lifetime, just traveling a lot. Um, I would say somewhere that really feels like home
Mm.
is Toronto. Like it
Mm.
really feels like when I went there, I didn't feel like I was traveling. Like I really felt like I feel like I'm from here, but I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
all the people there are so genuine, so nice. It's cold up there, and really, man, like I love Houston, but man, it's hot.
It
It
is
is
hot.
so hot, and I like the cold. I'm a January baby. My birthday was just like 2 weeks ago,
Shout
so
out,
like
happy belated.
appreciate you. So like really, like I actually was born in the cold weather. Like I like the cold. I
Mm-hmm.
like to wear hoodies and sweats and like I mean who doesn't now? Cause it's in
It's
fashion.
in
You know what I'm
fashion.
saying? But like
You see people
I've been
burning
like
up.
that. You know what I'm
You
saying?
see
Like
people burn up in like the summer, the
man, like
hoodies.
in the summertime you can only take off so much. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So another thing is cold up there. You get cozy, you wear your jackets, whatever. But yeah, shout out to Toronto. It makes sense. Obviously, a
Yeah.
lot of artists came from there that I really resonate with. So it
Right.
kind of backdoor makes sense when I finally went there.
Mm-hmm.
But if you haven't been to Toronto, I recommend going for Caravana as your first experience. That's what
Mm.
took me out there. If you heard of it, you got to do it. Like in your youth, like go to Caravana and don't ask no questions. Just go.
Look, I'm gonna put that on my bucket list. Y'all, look,
Like for
y'all
real,
hear it first. I'm gonna put
you
that on my
must
bucket
go to
list.
Caravana. Like, don't ask no questions. Like, just trust me and trust all the people that came before you. It's a
That's
dope
dope.
experience.
All right, man, and that actually roundabout way leads me into my next question, man. We kind of talked with no cameras on. You told me how long you've been doing music. You told me you've been doing music about three years,
Hmm.
some change, and you've made some strides, some
Hmm.
good strides. We just kind of talked about the stuff that you've been doing,
Mm.
so, little trials and tribulations, man. And this goes to my question. I ask this question in every interview, so I gotta ask you this.
Go for it.
Which one do you think is more important to you, man? Is it your journey or is it your destination?
Yeah. Man, it's coming with the tough questions. That's why you know this is a very credible interview. Shout out talented ones.
Shout out Talented, man.
Um, such a good question. The journey or the destination. So I want to say, it's really about I set my goals and I want to reach my goals. So
Mm-hmm.
destination is the first thing that I want to say. However, if I take a step back and realize like at this years go by and you may not yet reach your perceived destination,
Mm-hmm.
you start to realize that a lot of things that you've done in the pursuit of your journey, destination has actually like brought you some things that you probably wouldn't have had otherwise. So I do value the journey, and I have to say the journey. So like in my situation, like I mean, I have aspirations to be on Billboard, like have a #1 single, have a #1 album. I see myself on, that Spotify billboard in Times Square, like Candle Joesph. Like that's where I see myself. Real talk.
For sure.
And I know I'm gonna get there one day. But right now, the things that I've done in my life, just because I've been pursuing music, have like gotten me like brought me some dope opportunities. Like I worked with Solange like last year just because like I knew people that knew people, and I wouldn't have known them if like I wasn't doing music and hadn't thrown this like party and met the people that I did.
Shout out Solange.
So yeah, I'm actually in one of her videos on When I Get Home. So she's from the H too. So it's just such a big like when you really take a step back, you have to be just impressed by how like when you're chasing something, like so many different things could happen for you that you might take for granted otherwise. So like I do value the journey because I know I'm gonna get to the destination either way.
And that's a dope answer, man. Like when I ask these questions, you always get different vibes and different answers, and there's no right or wrong answer for this question. It's truly on your personal opinion, how you feel about it, and what motivates you. And that's a really dope answer, and I like that because you really thought about it all the way through, man.
Appreciate you, man.
And we're gonna switch to a lighter topic. Let's just talk about what you got going in 2020. What's next? Look, because you got the EP now, so obviously that's got to cook. You got to get that steam going. Yeah. I know it's already rolling. I'm listening to it. I'm gonna put some people on it. I like their music. I always like being that person. Hey, bro, y'all ever heard of? Okay, hey, no, go peep that right now. Go listen. So, but other than that, man, what else do you have going in 2020?
Man, I got this whole list planned out, and it's a lot, but I mean, it takes a lot to get to where you want to be. But just to keep it light, probably some visuals.
Shout out.
And I have like a lot of work that I've been cooking up with a couple of my homie producers, Chew. You know Chew.
Oh, Chew's the guy.
Shout out my guy Chew.
Shout out to Chew, man. Chew, look, I'm gonna say this on the interview. You gotta come back up here. Chew has to come back up here, man.
Hey, Chew is cold. Chew is cold. So we got some work. I met Chew like a few months ago, and we got straight to it. So I got some work with him. Shout out my boy Alchemy. I got some work with him too. Some singles. He did three songs on this project too. He did Promises, Lie to Me, and Gone Now. So he's a dope producer too. He sent me something like last week, and I just went in the studio and we cooked. So it's a fire track. So I got a bunch of singles planned, visuals for them. The biggest thing is to build the fan base for 2020. So
build that fan base.
Hey, Instagram, YouTube, follow, share, like, whatever you got to do. But with the fan base comes more opportunity. So
it's very true.
I'm here, year 4, year 4.5, year 5, like still pushing through. So if you still see my face, now's the time to get on the wave, because there will be a point in time where it's too late.
He will leave y'all. Look. He's going to leave y'all. I get it. I get it, because look, people don't understand when that train goes away, like, come on, like, nah, I'm good on you. And then you go and it's like, oh, but you know what? No, I'm gonna knock your hand down off the train. Don't come back. Still listen to the music because you need the streaming. Still watch the YouTube videos because you need the YouTube money. But don't try to come around this man in a few years. He's not gonna be in. Look, what's that Drake line? I'm not the same guy from 4 years.
4 years ago.
I'm at a higher place.
I'm at a higher place.
He's gonna be in a higher place.
Hey, shout out Drizzy. On Money in the Grave, he said something crazy too. He said, "I was on top when that shit meant a lot, but now I'm on top like I'm scared of the drop." Like,
see,
bro, like that's what I'm. A couple years from now, I'm gonna be, gonna be relating to what he's saying. So,
and that's the plateau. That's the moments. That's the journeys that people that really go for that music thing, go for the music I see they strive for. Obviously, I can't relate to that, but I've noticed it from artists I've talked to and everything. And, it's something about when you have an it factor. You can't really talk about it. You don't really know how to explain it. You can't really explain somebody to them. It's just like somebody has it, and I see it in you with the work ethic, with the music, with the consistency, with the visuals, with social media. I see it. I know my father always taught me. He's like, sometimes he's like, he would be like, I thought you was there, but you're not there. And there's the moments where he'd be like, you got it. That's that it. You got that it factor. And,
Appreciate you, man.
Hey, man, look, I try to do what I can what I do. And I think at this point, you just got to let people know, let the people know where they can follow you at. Social medias, look to the cameras. You got to do what you got to hit your plug in.
Yo, all my social media is Candle Joesph, like light a candle, Candle, and Joseph, Josph. I'm active on Instagram, Twitter, and Triller, working on TikTok now. But also make sure you subscribe to YouTube. There's a lot planned for y'all, and that's where you're going to see, like, the most, like, visuals. So YouTube's going to be important for us 2020.
Hey, man, so y'all already know what to do for him, but y'all need to do the same for me, man. If you don't know, now you need to know. If you didn't know, now you have to know. Follow at I just stuttered. Lord have mercy. At Talented_ones on Twitter, at _Talented_ones on IG. Now we're going to switch it to the personal, at King_Joesph on Twitter and at King_Joesph on Instagram. I do follow back sometimes. It depends on how I feel. But you know what? For y'all, because y'all watch this video with this talented person right here, I got y'all. And, on that note, man, sometimes when you have just open flow conversations, man, you get a lot out. And I think we gave the people enough to chew on. Now they got to go really look into you, man.
Got to.
So what I'm going to say is from this camera, from that camera, from this mic, from that mic, from you, from me. Shout out to 92 Kills, by the way, for letting us use the studio. Talented Ones Radio is every Friday from 12 Central Time to 1 p.m. Central Time. We have a radio show going. It's going crazy right now, 92 Kills. Please tune in. And if you don't know, now you know. I think that's enough. I did my plugs. So he done. I'm done. We're done. Appreciate y'all.